Hey guys, how's it going? Thomas here. We are back on another Factorio video today. I think this might be our 15th video in this series. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and get started. And there's a big attack right there. Ooh, that's a pretty good size one right there. But anyways, we have gotten our blue research set up and running. We did that in our last video. And in this video, I think it's time that we go ahead and get started with our robotic research. Now, what I want to do in this video is I want to go ahead and start getting everything up and running. We do have the ability now to actually produce robots. And what I'm referring to is that we can actually make our robots now, and we have robot flying frames. Now the downside to doing these is these actually require lubrication, I do believe, to make them. And I think it's the engine unit themselves that's actually what is required. So we have to figure out a way to get the engine unit. We got to go ahead and start making our engine units. So I think we'll go ahead and do that first, and then we're going to go ahead and advance from that point there. So we need green chips, and we also need engines, and we do have our engines right here. That's why I am right down here. And we also have to get our green chips, which is coming in from over here. So we'll go ahead and loop that around, get all this stuff started here. As you know, that's what we got to do here to get this built. But I am just like, it's like, oh yeah, we have the ability to now make robots. This is like going to be amazing, because I've been after this for like the last several hours. It's just like, oh man, it'll be so nice when we can actually fly around. We don't have to like run around and do all this kind of stuff. The only issue I'm having right now, and the only concern I'm going to have, is this right here, which is how do I get the lubricant to where it needs to be. Considering I have all this stuff right in here. So this is going to be probably the most difficult part of this build, because just the location I chose to put this at is probably not the best location for what we're trying to do, but it is doable. I think if we do it right here maybe, and then we come up some, I'm just afraid I'm going to run into like a steam engine or something that's going to be placed here, and then that's going to give us, you know, some more problems and, you know, stuff like that. So I could probably get away with that by just changing the location in general here to like so, but we'll go ahead and just try to get it to fit right where we want it here. I know this is going to be issues just because of there is like steam engines and stuff here. I'm afraid this is going to line up. That's what I'm afraid of. We can just double check here, make sure that will line up. That's definitely not a good spot to be in. Oh yeah. So, but I do think that is going to line up. So that will not work there. But if we do relocate and then move this over just one here and then do it like that, that won't line up. So we can do it that way. So we're going to go and get our lubricant down here to where it needs to be, and hope, is that going to work for us? Let's just double check and make sure. Yeah, that'll work. That'll be offset, so we're not interfering with our power. And we'll go ahead and try to get this down here to where it needs to be. Always something, guys, always something. So there we have it. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We'll wrap this around here. And that should give us, I don't think this is going to work. We got the worst place. It's always, have you guys noticed that with my videos? It's like when we go to do something, it don't matter what it is, guys. It's like it's always just these little things like this here, trying to figure out where do we actually run stuff, how do we place it, just getting the basic stuff is always like the biggest challenge for us, especially with our video series here. It's just the little things. It's like, okay, we need to get this placed here. Oh, that ain't going to go there. Where do we put it now? Okay, well, we move it over here. Oh, no, we can move it here. There's not really an option for us to do what we want to do. It's just yeah, we just have really bad luck. So let's go ahead and try to relocate this one more time here. I think I know what we'll do. We'll just do it this way. We'll move it over, and we're going to just ultimately, I think, have to just shift the belt. That way we're not having any issues here with our belt, and we'll just do it like this. So that's always the challenge, is getting stuff running perfectly right here on Factorio. And on this belt line, this is green chips. So we're trying to come off of this belt line right here, which I don't know how that's going to work very well, just because we don't really have enough green chips on this belt. I think we might have to actually increase our green chip production just so we don't have any issues here in the future, especially. So we'll go ahead and we will put this here like so. This will come down, and then we will run straight up and then over. And actually, I think I will try to stick one more assembly machine in here just because we do have that extra space. And we will drop it like that. Now all that's there, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to tie it. We're going to tie this all together with pipes. So we'll have our lubrication right here. All right, so there we have it. We have our factory machines, and there needs to be a place to actually put these things. So I brought in the green chips, I brought in the motors, but now I don't have anywhere to offload them. What a surprise! So But as far as that goes, I think we can drop them onto this belt up here. That's not really going to hurt us. It's just going to make it a little bit more detailed, considering what we're trying to do. But we can do it. It'll definitely be doable. I'm not really going to worry or stress over it. So that'll go like so. And now we'll just go ahead and put our belts in like that. Well, not belts, but in assembly machines. And then we'll just run this straight, and then we'll just point it down. That way it don't go anywhere that we don't need it to. And that'll go there. And then as far as we need a filtered inserter, and this will give us our green motors. But I think, well, not green motors, but electric motors. But I don't think we actually should have any issues here with that as far as how this goes, other than trying to actually figure out how do we actually get power in here, because we don't really have a good option for power at this point. So that's going to be probably my larger concern, is the power issue there, but I'm afraid that's going to mess my belts up there. So we now have everything we need here to actually make electric motors. We got the green chips, we got the units, all that good stuff there. We just have to get the green electric circuits down here, and that'll give us our output. So what that's going to require is up here we are doing our green chip manufacturing right here. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to double that by repeating this up here, and then that will solve that problem. I'll do that in a later video. Now, as far as what we're going to be doing here, this should be going relatively smooth. Now, we got our electric engines, now we need the robotic flying frames, which is going to require batteries as well as steel and green chips. So there you have it. Again, guys, more green circuits. It's always green circuits. Trust me, guys. It's always the stuff that you don't want to have to deal with. Now, as far as batteries goes, our batteries are all the way up here, which means we're building way down here because our motors are here and our batteries are up here. So we're going to have to run batteries all the way down, circle them around, and just really going to be a long drawn out process as far as how to get that. So we need steel, batteries, green chips, and electric motors. We got the electric motors, so that's not an issue. As far as getting everything else in here, that's going to be the issue. So let's go ahead and get started right here. So we got to figure out the battery situation. So I'm thinking that just using an electric motor like so and running it up this way might be the way to go. We do have all this here. I could probably bring some steel in, but I think the electric motors are going to go to the robotic flying frames, which is what we want. Ultimately, that's what we want here. And let's go ahead and see what can we do here for just a second. So I need more assembly machines. So the robotic flying frames will probably go somewhere in here, but I have to have those assembly machines. That's the issue. So I think what we'll do is I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. So we'll come back 1. Actually, no, instead of come back 1, we'll come back 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there will be our main 4 factors. We'll just do 4 there to start with. This will be our main belt line here, which will come in. And the way this is going to work is we're going to run it just down here like so. We're going to repeat this right here for these same factories, but we're going to change it around so it's this way. So this will be 1 input. We'll have green belts, and I do think that since this is steel, this is going to have to come in like this. And I don't really like doing it, but we're going to have to probably loop it in on the other side. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this here because this is going to be electric motors, right? So electric motors are going to come up, then they're going to come in, they're going to go into these. So the issue is I got to figure out how to get batteries here, circuits, electric motors, because everything is running in different directions. I know this will all work right here, what we got planned. So this can come up here. And then what that'll do is this will ultimately go to robotic assembly machines, which will be located here. So that's not going to be an issue. So as far as these assembly machines go, there's going to be 2 assembly machines. Okay, one will be producing construction robots. One will be, in fact, producing logistic robots. And that will require flying frames as well as red chips. So the red chips are over here, so now I got to loop them back up here. So guys, this is where you start running into your problems, especially on Factorio, when you actually start getting into trying to build everything and get things so they actually work. I need to actually put a splitter here to split this so this goes up and over, but ultimately there's really nowhere to actually split this stuff in without actually running into a nightmare. So now we are actually in that position where it's like, okay, well, how do I split red chips in to where they need to be without causing a problem? So now there's, your next issue. So I could actually run it right here under this belt and put it over here. That's not a problem, but I got these on there, so it's like I need a long-armed inserter, which I don't actually have long-arm inserters. So there's a great problem right there. Perfect example of a Factorio. You know, let's scratch our head and figure this out. I think what we can do is this, which this might solve our problem, but we're going to try this here instead. We'll rotate this. Delete the wrong crap. I hate it when you get on the belts and you're trying to move them. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to use a long arm inserter. This will put it on there. So that'll give us what we want there. Then what we'll do is, since this is going to go right here, this chest will go there, that'll put us where we want to be. Now, in addition to how we need to do this, I wish it would stop moving me. So we'll go here and we'll circle down. Now we have what we want there. So what we can do is we'll just rotate it like that, put that in there. Now we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and do a select filtered inserter, and then that will put it over, boom, boom, boom. And we can do the same thing here. Now the problem is right here is because of how this is laid out, this is not going to work for us because I don't want the belts going in the direction that they're going to be placed on here. So now we're going to have to figure out, well, how do we get these type of engines over here and then up and around? Because I want those engines on this side of the belt, not the opposite side of the belt. So that's going to be the next issue there, as far as how do we actually position this kind of stuff, you see. So what I actually think we'll do is we'll remove that and we'll go like this here, because this will solve our problem for as far as that goes. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so this will put it all on the right side of the belt. So I can now take the belt here, we'll turn the belt, we'll run up, we'll loop it in like this, then we'll tie it like so, and then this will all come up and then turn. So there's how that problem will be solved, and then we'll just put a regular inserter there, which is in the dead spot, which now we got to get a pole in there to supply power. Oh, geez, guys, geez. It's something. It's always something, man. I'm telling you what. This when you get into these late games and stuff, you're doing a lot of just troubleshooting in general, and it gets to that point where it is just intense. It's always intense. It's always mind-boggling. And these just simple little things like what we're trying to do right here, this is so easy to do. It's just at that point where it's gotten so, it's just so overly complicated. I mean, as far as this goes, this should be really, really simple right here as far as our belts go, because this is just where we need to be here. So the rid chips are there. These here are going to require rid chips. Well, actually, no, rid chips are coming up here. What am I talking about? So we're going to have rid chips, belt lines. A lot of stuff's getting here disorganized. So I'm trying to actually share my belt lines and stuff. So we're getting into the more complicated stuff. This is when you start complicating things, when you start splitting all your belts and stuff up, and you just get things where it's disorganized. I can't do that like this, so we'll have to do it this way. That'll keep my everything where it needs to be, and then I can just loop this in like that. That'll keep my red chips right where I want the red chips. I'll just pick all those up. So now my red chips will ultimately, where are we? Here. All right, so robotic flying frame will come down here. That'll work. The robot flying frame will actually be on the back side, so that'll all come in from the back side up here. And then that'll go there. And then this one will have green chips and a flying frame as well, which will feed like that. And then that'll feed in. Now, as far as the output on these go, typically I would feed these straight into an actual, guess what, a robo port, which we don't have a robo port, which the robot port should be going right here. So we got the flying frames now. So let's try to get the basics here, shall we? Right now, I've got to get everything sorted out here. So these chips are coming down this line. This is going here. This stuff needs to go here. I got to get all these lines over here. And we've got just a big, big mess. There's a lot of just, how in the world are we going to do this? So now we got to get the green circuit chips from up here down to here and loop all this stuff now. So there's more problems. And I'm just not sure how I'm actually going to really run all this stuff, because we're at that point right now where we're having way too many problems here on our base as far as, you know, production wise goes. And the green chips, we can actually, I think we can just do it like this. So the green will be an easy solution, because I can just put a splitter like that and then green solved. But that's going to just solve the green. Now we got to actually get the batteries down here, which are the batteries. Well, that's a different story, trying to bring batteries in, because batteries are going to come in from over here, which means I have to tie them in somewhere. So I think the batteries will come in right here. This will be our batteries. Then the batteries will just, instead of curving there, we'll just wrap them down, boom. And then this will give me my battery line. That'll put the batteries on the bottom. Well, no, that ain't gonna work. Or maybe, well, yeah, that'll put the battery on the bottom side, and then that'll bring it in, and we'll go up and tie into our batteries here real fast. And that'll get us our robotic frame as far as batteries go. Now, trying to keep the motors, which is on the outside up here, I've got to get the motors tied in onto the bottom side. So we'll redo this configuration here again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my steel plates on this belt right here. So that'll be my steel plate. We'll delete that, and we'll put our steel plate right there. So steel plate will come in on this, okay guys, so you understand. So this belt will carry our steel plate in, and it will feed it on that. The engines will be on the other side. The red belts will go on here, which will be put onto a splitter. So I have to actually get the splitter now, and we'll set the splitter up right here. So the splitter will go right here. This one side will feed red only. So all the red will go on that. And then everything else, which will be our engines, will go onto the opposite side like so. So there is a very screwed up, disorganized, this is just, yeah, not the best layout in the world. I'll tell you guys that now. But it is a layout that is in fact what we need at this point in time for this game. So this is how we're going to be building this. And then this will come up here. That'll all go there. And since this requires, I do believe, green, that'll go in there and tie into that one. And then we will have another, as far as output goes, the output will go onto this belt, followed by this belt, and then over to our, basically we'll have a robo port here, which will feed our robots straight into that instead of straight from these factories, which is how I should have had it set up, but I didn't do it that way. So that'll go there, that'll go there. That'll give us, actually no, that does not go there. That goes right there. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and power all this. This will get the power going here and get this stuff starting up. So that's all set up right there. The only thing I need is I need batteries and I need steel. So we'll get the batteries going real fast. And the batteries are up here. So this is going to be like one of those things like, well, I really do not like this, how we're going to do this. But we'll run the batteries just straight down. I'm pretty sure there's some other stuff in here that I can actually use with the batteries. So we'll just tie the batteries like that right there. We'll pick that up, and that'll give us our batteries. And then we'll go ahead and we'll just wrap up this away and go straight in and get into our steel. So steel will come down, and it will curve over, back, turn, and loop around. And then we'll run the steel straight up here, and that'll work great. So we'll do it this way. Now we're just going to cut all this stuff off so we can actually get the production here. All right, and we'll go ahead and we'll put in a inserter. Well, not an inserter, but a splitter. And then we'll just take all this stuff right here and go like this. And then that's how we'll power this over here. And that'll go that way, and then we'll just reconnect everything there. So everything's just moving nice and smooth. And then to help balance this out, I want to put an extra splitter right there, and that way the two lines are balanced. Okay, so now we have it, guys. Everything is starting to come along here. So we're getting all this up, and now you guys will see us. We will get onto our lines. Now this shouldn't be doing this. I don't know why it's doing this. Maybe let's try to delete that there. There's green chips, see what happens. That should put all of our lines and stuff where it needs to be. And our steel is going to come in there. Yep, we got our steel, we got our green plates, all of our batteries. Everything is looking really good as far as our robot production here goes. We just got to have our engines. Our engines aren't really coming in down here. I don't know why we're not producing engines. I think it's because we're just not getting the green electrical chips down here that we need. So as far as robotic flying frames go, we do have our robotic flying frames. So that's great. Next thing we're going to do is we need to take and expand this right here. And as you can see, this is steel. You see how it's steel right there? It's steel, right, for the production of RoboPort. So it's steels, gears, and chips. So I can actually just take a couple of these factories right here and expand that. I want to see if I have any iron production. I have some iron right up here. This will probably be a great place for that. And we got all these extra gears that we're making. So I think what I'm going to do is I don't want to do that. But I do want to come right up here, and I think I'm going to tie it in somewhere. So to start with, let's just make one RoboPort. We're just going to straight up inventory craft it there real fast. And that way, we do have a way to actually use our robots and stuff and get our robots up. So we'll have our first RoboPort set up here. And that'll be like a really wonderful thing, especially for the base. So now that we have our RoboPort manufactured, the RoboPort will go straight here, and all of our robots and stuff, it will feed just straight into that. So anything is manufactured here, it goes straight into there. And that's ultimately, guys, how you want to set your RoboPorts up, because as it's crafted on the lines, it's all going to just come out here. It's going to go in here, boom, 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 and it will just, you'll have all your robots that will just tie straight into here. And that is ultimately the best way to actually set up your RoboPorts or anything like that when it comes to your logistics system. Now, as far as making RoboPorts go, it does require gears and iron plates. So I think I'm going to do this right here. This might work right here really good. I'm going to do just 2 of these. I don't really need them. But instead of trying to come off, I'm just going to steal straight off the main line. And we need to make gears. So these are gears here. So we'll do gears. And now we're going to do 2 more here for our actual base, and this is going to be for the RoboPorts themselves. Where are they? I'm not real sure 100% at where they are anyway, but here is our RoboPorts, which is steel, gears, and electric circuits. So that's crazy right there, and then we have that. So that's going to work great. Now we'll just go ahead, and what I want to do is, as far as this goes, I'm going to put a splitter here, which is probably not the best idea in the world, but we're going to split it. And I actually would like, if I had a way here I can get these red off of here without really screwing everything up here, this would probably be a better idea. But I think we can do that by doing it like that. And as far as this red goes here, we'll just put a splitter on there. That'll split that line. And we'll just run these. That's actually, I actually screwed that thing up there. You see that? And then this can go like so. That'll drop that in. And now what we'll have is we will just have straight up just general production for our RoboPorts. And then those will all get fed straight in like so. And we'll delete that. And then all of our final product will actually come out here onto a belt, which I'm not sure how that's going to work because this is not really, I didn't really lay this out right. But as far as setting, how am I going to get these out of here? I think I'll just do, ultimately we'll just do 2 chests here. That way I'll have 2 separate chests, and we'll just produce them like that. So there you guys have it. We have our construction robot system set up. Everything's working. These are going to take a while to fill up here, but we got the circuits. We got everything that they need. So this is definitely a nice setup, and we need to get this problem here corrected. So, all right, so that's all fixed. So guys, as of now, we do have our robotic setup. We do not, I don't know if we have any robots yet or not, but I would love to see a couple robots just come through here. I don't think we have any type of, I'm going to actually, let's force these robots to be produced. I want to see robots. That's what I want to see, guys. Come on. Let's see if we can get ourselves some robots coming out of here. So let's just stick those in there. That'll make sure we get a couple robots. And we'll split these up here. Let's get some robots going. I'd like to see some construction robots. That's what I really want. So we'll get a couple motors coming out of here, and then that'll speed up our production process and some stuff like that. So that'll get things going. Okay, there we go. We got some electric engines now coming out of here. I got to figure out what I'm going to put in this small confined area here. We got our robot flying frames. We got our motors right there. They're all coming up. I do think it just requires, I'm hoping only 1 to actually build these things. I think that's what it does require. Does it require 1? Yep, 1 electric motor for a robot port. Yay. Robotic flying frame. So we'll get ourselves our first construction robot here, and that will be really nice. I'll be really happy to see that. Just because we've been out of here for so long. Pretty much this whole base has been built without construction bots. And I do have my achievement for those, any of you who wanted to know. Let's go ahead and do Shift Tab. I don't know if that would actually record or not. I don't think it does, but I actually have all my achievements and stuff. I don't think the Steam will actually record the way I have my cam set up. But I do have most all my achievements and stuff like that for this game. And I've actually won the game a couple times without actually building any robots whatsoever. And as the belt, you can see there, and it goes straight in there. So now, what do we have? We have construction robots. Yay! All right, that's nice. But anyways, guys, that's how you get your robots going there, and you want to make it automated, and it's best to just feed your logistics, your constructions and stuff straight into this machine. Ideally, I would want to have this machine like right here or here. That way, when it comes out of these machines, it goes straight into the RoboPort versus me having to use inserters to put it on a belt, stuff like that, and then run them down. But either way works. It doesn't matter to me. I don't really care how I do it. But right up here, we're going to actually be trying to get some of these things going. And as you can see, we got our first RoboPort being built right now. So we're going to start producing these and stuff. And there we go. We have another one right there. That's great. I love that. So we're going to have RoboPorts and all that good stuff, you know, coming up and everything here. Now, as far as this goes, you know, this is nice. I've got everything. Now, what we got to do is I'm going to start trying to produce my RoboPorts before our next video. And I'm going to go around my base. I'm going to place some of those. And I also want to set up some research. Well, I actually want to set up some assembly machines that will actually produce, not research, but what am I talking about here? My repair packs. I got to find them here. I'm trying to show you guys. Yeah, the repair packs right here, which is 2 gears and electric chips. I want to set those up so those are automated and goes into a logistic chest and stuff in the future. That way, like the ports and stuff here have repair packs, and then my construction bots will start repairing my gun turrets and all this stuff, because you guys can see all this stuff's damaged. Some of them have been destroyed. I need to actually come down here, like here on the corners, you can see where they've been damaged and stuff. My walls are damaged. I need to run around and repair all this stuff, but I'm trying to push to go and get my construction robots and stuff before I do that, and that way I can just kind of automate it. But more importantly, I need to get up here to this base here, which actually I said in my last video I was going to come up here and repair these, but these are all out of ammo. I need to actually come up here and do that. I actually forgot to do that since our last video. Now that I'm saying it, I actually remember, oh crap. But I'd like to get a RoboPort here with some construction robots and repair packs. That way this whole base can be you know, protected and managed and repaired and stuff, because that's a good ways off for me to have to run or walk or anything. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel, and we do have our construction robots now. It'll be a while before I get them set up, but I need to start focusing on getting my research. That way we can get all the logistic chest and requester chest and all that stuff, so we can start getting some stuff moving. Some of the materials I need is on the opposite side of my base. I need to get them up here and stuff. So if I can get some of those chests, it'll be great. But keep in mind, it's always good to use belts. Belt everything, especially when you're learning the game. Don't cheap out and start using a lot of robots. Manually build everything like I've done here. It turns out a lot nicer. You can kind of wrap everything the way you want it. You're not going to be able to do this kind of stuff with construction robots. I know a lot of people like to use the blueprints, but you know, the fact is you want to make your own base. You want to do your own design, your own style, your own builds, and all that good stuff. And I mean, nobody wants to watch you on YouTube post other people's stuff, you know, on YouTube. You know, no one likes that. You want to build your own stuff, your own designs, patterns, and a lot of the stuff that I'm doing here is stuff that I've learned how to do on my own. It's my own style. Some of it's efficient, some of it's not efficient, but it does work. It does what I need it to do, and you know, that's what matters, is getting off of this planet. But anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Bye.